Okay, so numbers 17 through 20 are kind of just silly, just for fun types of problems to work with some numeric functions. And the number 17 says the value of pi is approximately this number. Have SQL Server round and display pi to 4 decimal digits. So we can round pi to 4 digits, so that would be 4 decimal digits rather. So that would be 3.1416 rounded. But then here, I'm just going to do like a straight round here. Okay. Rounding that long number to 4 decimal digits. Let's run it. Okay, so I did get my 3.1416, but I got all these trailing zeros that I don't want. So that's okay. I can use my format function that we were using in the last video to format that output to 4 decimal digits, and the rest of those zeros are going to be truncated. So I'm wrapping the round part in the format function. Again, nested functions here, formatting, and this is what we call like a format pattern. I'm saying I want this number to look like this: 1 digit to the left of the decimal point and then 4 digits to the right of the decimal point. I want it to look exactly like that, and there it is. Okay. Now, number 18. Get the square root of the Earth's circumference. The Earth's circumference is about 40,000 kilometers. So we're going to get the square root of that, which is this number. Okay, and we want the output to look like this. The square root of the Earth's circumference is, this part is going to have to be hard-coded, right? And then we'll use the square root function to get this number. So let's look at the code here. Okay, so we said this part is hard-coded. And, oh yeah, we're running into an apples and oranges situation too here. Well, let's not worry about that just yet, but this is the square root function. I plugged in the Earth's circumference in kilometers into the square root function. Now, I said this is just kind of a silly problem just for fun, and it is, but you know, the square root function could be used in a business application, like some of these financial formulas. If you have a complex financial formula, some of those use square roots. So, you know, just kind of file it away in the back of your mind. This is something that does have practical use, I would say. So anyway, here's the thing. If I were to try to, this probably would have been my first attempt, something like this, the straightforward answer to that problem. And then again, you know, this apples and oranges, it cannot convert varchar to float. So this is like character data, and this is a float or a floating point type of number, decimal number. So I'm going to have to convert this to character data, just like we did several videos ago in another problem when we got the apples and oranges situation. So this should do it. Okay, I'm going to stretch this out, and there's my output. Okay, that was 18. Number 19, truncate the decimal from the value computed in 18. So we're going to truncate this part, the 0.187. Oh, you know what? I want to use a specific type of rounding function called floor. We're going to use ceiling and floor as in our last examples here. So the floor function always rounds down to the nearest integer. Okay, always rounds down. So it basically truncates any decimal and gives you the nearest integer. And then ceiling always rounds up. Okay, so that's pretty easy to remember, right? So it doesn't round properly like the way we round in our heads. We look as, you know, is it a 5 or do we go up? Do we go down? There's no question. Floor just rounds down no matter what it could be like 200.999 and it's going to round down to 200 because that's what floor does. Ceiling on the other hand, is always going to round up. So with that in mind, here I'm just taking number, 18. I'm rounding the square root down to the floor. It's going to truncate that decimal and get it down to 200. I'll run it. There it is. Okay. Now this one is ceiling. What do you think is going to happen here? Running that through the ceiling, it's going to round up. I'm going to end up with 201 in this case. And there it is. Okay, so just kind of file those away in the back of your mind. Definitely the ceiling, the floor, the rounding, that's very useful. And then, like I said, the square root, maybe once in a while, but not unheard of.